So right now we're in the Premedia department of the ASU Print Imaging Lab. So we set up all of the files for the Print Imaging Lab in general.
Hi, my name is Wes. I am in charge of the customer service and estimating department here at the Print Imaging Lab. What that entails is making first contact with our customers and making sure they have all the information they need to understand pricing for their job, making sure they're getting what they want for their projects, and making sure that we write up the job tickets so that it flows smoothly through the rest of the process. Part of what that entails is managing job costs, including all of our materials, labor, and anything else that may be involved in getting the job produced correctly and on time. To do that, I use a software called Avanti Slingshot, which is called an MIS, or Management Information Software. We set that up to contain all of our machinery, all of our equipment, labor, and paper supplies, etc. And every one of those things has a cost associated with it. So what the software does is you input the specs of the job, and that takes it and makes calculations based on certain labor rates, how much we want to charge per hour for different tasks, and the cost of materials, including ink, paper, and basically formulates a cost per job based on what we put in. The main goal there is to make sure that we're always covered on our costs and making a little bit of profit too, so we can afford to expand and grow, acquire new equipment and new employees. My main goal with estimating is to make sure that we never go under or lose money on a job.
First, it will go to the estimators, and so they'll make the job folder and figure out the specs of the job and what needs to be done for that, and they'll put it into a job ticket like this. And then from there, the Premedia department will get the job ticket and see all of the specs, and we will start setting up the file for print. So first we would open up the PDF, and if it's an ASU job and it has maroon and gold, we would make sure that the CMYK callouts are correct. We would make sure that the file has bleed set up on it, and we would just make sure that in general the file looks like it should, and there's no spelling errors or anything like that. I would say the maroon and gold callouts being wrong. Either if somebody set it up in RGB or something and the CMYK callouts got off. Another thing is exporting from Indesign. A lot, they forget to check the little box that says to add bleed to it, so it won't have bleed on it. In that case, we would reach out to the customer and just ask them if they could add bleed to it. And if not, we can most of the time adjust that. Once the client has approved the proof, then I would grab it from this proof out bin. I would print off the client's email that says that it's ready to print. I would put it in here, and then I look at this job ticket, and so I'd pull it into Indesign using SmartStream, and then I would make sure that the document size is correct, and then I would impose it for press. Indesign, for sure. We know Indesign very well, and so we know, or the Indigo comes with SmartStream, and so SmartStream is what we use to impose the files for press. So one large misconception that people have about printing is that we just put an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper through the Indigo, but that's not true. We put 12 by 18 or 1319 sheet, print it so it can have bleed, and then trim it down. By looking at this job ticket, it tells me that it should fit 24 up on a press sheet. So what that means is, because this is such a small document, that it should be able to fit 24 of these business cards on this 12 by 18 sheet and still have enough room for bleed and all the crop marks on there and everything. Yes, I also do graphic design. So we print or we design a lot of ASU collateral. So posters, brochures, flyers, logos too, all of that.